Once we have a tornado warning, we try to stay with these storms today. It's because storms do try to spin up along the leading edge. So right now, I'm going to check feeds here. And you can see, I'm just getting online and see if we have any photos of the of the potentially of the storms going on right now. Just checking if we have any pictures are coming in. If we do, we will share them with you the best we can. But right now, I don't really have any pictures at all. Yeah, I kind of do here. This is where we kind of track this one super sale. Let me see if I can find it. So just give me a second. I'll shrink this and see if we're having one tornado wind today. So just give me a second here, and we'll get back to the screen. I'm going to my Facebook, and I'm gonna try to share some of these if I can find it. If I can't find the picture, then I won't because these pictures have been people shared on here. I mean, these are not going to be your long track tornadoes today. They could just be a spin up that quickly goes up or a weak tropical tornado. We get these a lot when you get tropical moisture. And that's why we're continuing to watch these storms really closely today. Or if I can't find it, I got a came this picture I seen came from Texas here. I mean, let me take a look here if I can. I mean, it might just be a regular video or just a regular photo of what's going on. If that's it, we're not really want to mess with that. All right, so right now I can't find it. Taking a look at stuff, but hopefully we'll get some photos in. Might take a little bit because this is pretty quick on these. All right, folks, we're back on radar again. We still have the tornado warning, and you can see we'll zoom into the one warning. This ghost still runs in effect. It's about ready to expire. And you can see there's a new circulation or new hail course trying to build up. Let me check the new hail out on the Wicklow, and you can see it's trying to grow back. And there's a little bit of weak rotation. There is some more signs of this storm trying to retight back up. We could be getting another sign of a rotation right up there towards Millway. If you're in that warning, now's the time to shake your tornadoes precaution there. If you live in Leviton, Blood Lady area, you need to be shaking shelter. You're under this storm could be if the storm continues, you'll be moving towards your way. I don't know if it'd be weak enough to produce a tornado, but this storm over here is still tightened up. Let me see if it has any debris with it since we've been with you since the 1 o'clock hour. And you can see it could just be stuff in the field. I don't see really any dark blue over here by down here by Powa area, and this over here we do have one report of a funnel cloud down there. So, all right, new storm is trying to get its act together over here. It's about 40% coming severe, so we might automatically stay with you on this one. Let me check velocity. A couple more scans. No rotation with this one, but it could just be a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see what the Wicklow shows. Yeah, 40%. I'll check echo tops on it. It's really growing. It's not into the bigger, higher point where we think it's going to be a strong storm, but it's something we would have to moderate. A couple new circulations and try to form again. Right over here is another couplet. It's trying to grow. So any of these storms today could produce a brief spin-up tornado. We would have to watch any of these couplets today that could and form with a possible tornado. So if you're just joining me in the team today around almost 151 now, we have a tornado warning down here in this rural area. I know we don't try to stay on, but I try to keep many people informed. If you people do live in this area, if it's on track towards Lovely Lady, if you're in that area, if it tracks that way, figure out where you want to go in case that goes under a tornado warning. The echo tops are very, very decent today, so any storm could get going. So we will continue to watch that. And I'm still watching the storm up here. It's only 40% coming severe, but I'm still watching if any couplet would get red next to green. If that does, we will be dealing with some. But you can still have 30 to 40, maybe even 50 miles of wind, and that's still going to be enough to cause trouble. So we will have to watch that. So the tornado warning is about ready to move out of the warned area right now. It's about 146. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located. I just got some information here from Storm Tracker N. Let me read that quickly for you folks. I'll switch back to radar and I'll let you in and I'll let you read that. Starting to get what he's saying. Almost I bet you that storm in Texas is a landspout tornado. I think so too. So what we're going to do, so just give me a second. All right, new marker. Just so this up here by Midway, folks. This is trying to tight back up. I'm starting to get some more markers indicating. Now we're starting to see hail could be going up to 1.25. So that is some very large hail with the storm. So let me check with our hail account. And yeah, look at this. Goodness. It's starting to. So this storm over here by Midway area is really growing signs of some hail because once you get numbers like this, and I'll fast forward on the frame here, well, since we've been on, but now it's almost 1 o'clock. This storm is really growing some hail, and there is potentially a more rotation. This is very tight. This could be producing a tornado on the ground right now. I don't see one. The text don't show it yet, but this storm over here is showing very strong signs of very tight rotation. This is very tight. And see what N's saying again. Either that this storm is on the nose of a boundary. So this storm could be producing a tornado on the ground. This is very tight. That is very tight rotation, folks, right there. So we will have to continue to watch that storm as it continues. So just let me be right back. Alright, be back, everybody. That storm still has low level shear inset. I don't think the mid cyclone will much longer without the outflow development. So this storm could just go down a little bit. Let me take a look here because it does still show some potentially of some strong rotation at times. So we'll check for potential for hail. Let's set the hail update. And the last couple scans, it's been pretty strong. Strong sign of rotation. So 2 o'clock, the tornado warning will expire, and we'll get you right back to business. But I mean, I don't see any signs of debris with this, so that is some good news on that. And just see what we got here. Let's check in with our storm up to the north. Maybe 50 knots up here. Don't see any gate-to-gate shear. Check for hail with this. 40% of dropping some, so that's very low. And now the tornado warning. I mean, I'm still watching the heavy rainfall is going to be a concern with this. We can see over 2 inches of rain, so flash flooding could be going up with these if it continues. So I'm watching the storm about 2-3 minutes. The warning which should expire, and we'll see if this continues to go to a different spot. If it goes under another warning, we'll stick with it. If it doesn't, we will send things back. If you live in Lovey Lady area, we'll have to see if the storm is pushing your way. It is, but we'll see if the warning still has the tight rotation. If it's still tight like this will go under a tornado warning. There's another spot right there. It's starting to tight up. Now this one, the Lorton area, I'm checking that out. It doesn't have any, but it could be 40 to 50 knots. Some pretty strong winds, though. Let's see what we got today. Now for hail, today we've seen some very large hail today, 1.25. So this is some new here. Updates, we can see some very large hail with this. And I apologize that the phone's ringing. So, hold on a second. Alright, I'm back. So just about 2 more minutes. Alright, folks, we thought we was going to go off, but we have a new tornado warning. I knew that storm was very tightened up over here by Midway, so we have a new tornado warning right over here. It kind of extends right here to southwestern Houston County and south central Texas, north central Madison County and south central Texas, north central Walker County and south central Texas to 2:15 Eastern Daylight Time. At 1:57, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was 13 miles south of Austin, moving northeast at 15 miles an hour. Tornado and quarter-size hail. So if a tornado would, so this tornado will remain over rural areas. So southwestern Houston is included in it, north central Madison, and north central Walker County. So if you're still in the warning, now's the time to get centered, get covered, go to the lowest floor of the building. So now we'll sit here and track this one at 2:15. If you're home, you're joining us, your weather rails are already probably going off today because we have a tornado warning for parts of Houston County, and that is still showing signs, very strong signs of rotation forming. So instead, it's a low enhanced development too. So we're still on the air because we have 2 tornado warnings, and I'm just checking the chat room right now and see if we have anybody wants to see if there has any pictures are coming on here right now or anything like that due to this. Checking here, I'm going online and see if I got any new. Just give me a second. Oh, we already got the 1 tornado warning in place, so I don't see anything in Texas, no damage right now, so that's some good news. Maybe it'll take a little bit to get things in, and I can always share them to the page later if I see anything. Alright, excuse me. Go back on air. We still have one tornado warning. We'll check for hail with this on our Wicklid. It's still producing 1.25. And our the greens, this may be some dust or dirt out in the fields. Probably what it is. We don't have a tornado forming right now, but it's still showing you the storm still could produce a small brief tornado. So it's 2 o'clock. We thought, hold on a second. Sorry about that. So 2 o'clock we thought we'll go off because the warning expires. I think we probably will since these in the rural areas. I mean, where we don't get many reports coming in. But yeah, the storm still looks like it could produce some hail with this. So you definitely need to be taking cover on that. Pull up here on our tools, and this one doesn't look as bad. I like to see what the echo tops are, and they're incredible. If you get a thunderstorm going today, it can be noisy because these storms are very strong today, and we could be getting a couple land spouts sometimes at different times because we got strong signs of wind shear. So that's good news. I mean, wind shear is really what gets storms going. That's never good. All right, we got something that's very tightened up right there. We could be getting another tornado wind right there by Lauren area. If you in that area, you don't have to go to your safe spot right now. But however, this storm is a give me sign, a very strong sign, a very tight rotation. So we could be getting another tornado warning in place. So just a second here. So that could give me a small signs and some weak rotation. So we will continue to keep you updated. So just give me a second. All right, we do have it. Still having the tornado warnings going into place. I mean, we do have this still tornado warning. I mean, it's very tight. It could be in the woods somewhere where you're not going to see it. I mean, not the good place where it's not going to do much damage, maybe trees, stuff like that. But hail is really large today. Look at this. Gosh. I mean, we're starting to see hail. This is just showing you now 1 inch. That's just about quarter size hail at this. So this tornado could be the updraft is still pretty strong. So we already have one report of a land spout. That was when I first came on. Not a land spout, but a tropical funnel cloud. That's from 911. And still marinating some sales today. So the Storm Protection Center has been marinating for a watch, but they just probably waiting to see if they get any more warnings issued before we start doing stuff like that. And all the hail numbers are looking light on this scale. But still, we're tracking this one little super sale, one little sale. It's been producing a warning since, and that's why we're continuing to rep. And this is a concern here. This little storm over here by Lodi area, that is a very tight couplet. It's starting to get tight. And once we get tight like that, that's where we get the strongest sign of rotation. So a tornado warning, if that continues to get tight like that, we will have another tornado warning to be issued with that storm. We will need to be watching that sail really closely. And that's probably why we're going to continue to stay with this just for a little bit and watch that. So right now, if you just on with this, not many people on. So what we want to do probably in a little bit, I'm going to check the chat every minute and see if anybody texts us or send any pictures online. Because what the pictures do, they really do help. But there could be a watch on the weather service for Norman, Oklahoma, where we're at tracking these clusters of storms. We'll have to see if it continues to develop. If it doesn't continue, they might produce we could have a couple isolated tornadoes. The weather service said in Texas, or large hail reports, we could see something like that. We'll just have to see. But I got Jacob helping me today at times with the text so everybody can see. Since we only got one tornado warning in place and we're not really getting any signs of reports of it yet, we want to send you right back to rescheduling programming. But however, if we get a new tornado warning from this one storm up here by Anthony's or north of Anthony's, we would break right back in. But this storm could just be some damage and straight line winds. Possibility this storm could produce some very large hail at times. And this is why we're continuing to make sure these not going to rotate. Because the rotation can be pretty strong. I'm just checking my phone to see that was not the watch yet. So we will continue to keep you updated on the rotation because the storms today what can happen as storms can tap into a little bit of rotation with these little clusters today. And that's what brings the rotation up to the rotation still could be up in the atmosphere, but if it gets to the ground, that's not going to be a good sign. So we haven't had no reports of any tornado on the ground today. These are just radar indicator storms and these little clusters, but I do see rotation right over here. This is very tight. If that continues, we will have a tornado warning right over here. So we will continue to update you. If we get a tornado warning on a couple of these sails, we will be right back on the air with you. But right now, we want to send things back.